Okay, so as a side note, I can only film a limited size video from my phone to YouTube. So while we took that short intermission and I got that uploading, I did finish blending in with my beauty blender and getting that all packed into my face. Like you didn't see this 1,000 times while you were watching me on the last one. And what you're going to do next is, and you don't have to do this, almost lost a mirror. I do this personally, and again, it's kind of sad that I had to find the absolute lightest shade of concealer, but I do the Maybelline Fit Me in 15 Fair. I don't know if you can read that. We're gonna, hopefully you can read that. And because I'm about as pale gets. And I did have to pull out a makeup compact because obviously my phone is currently out of commission while it's uploading other things. So you're just going to take a little bit and just going to dab it onto the spots you want to cover up. Probably more than necessary in the under eye. And get around the nose, down the nose, and on the chin. And I use the entire thing. I use the stick, I use the sponge. No part is wasted in my eyes. And I'm gonna take your beauty blender again and just dab that in. Obviously, it's not going to give you 100% coverage. You can also use a brush. I just like using the beauty blenders because I feel that they work a little better for me personally. And it's just going to be a lot of dabbing here. I promise I will try and edit this out because I'm pretty sure none of you came here to see me just constantly tap my face with a sponge. Unless you did. Is that what you came to see? Is it? Alright. Wow. Suddenly forgot that I had a mirror in my hand, so I'm like, and we're done! And I've got, like, this right here. That would have been problematic. And we're just gonna tap all that in. And I think we finally got everything tapped in. I've got a situation over here. Here. Okay. Situation has been rectified. Thank you for standing by. So once you've got your concealer and your foundation on, pretty much all that's left to do of the foundation is powder. Everybody knows that stuff. But well, I'm here to tell you things. So the one that I use, and again, it's the lightest shade that I could find, is the Maybelline Fit Me in 110 Porcelain, and I like this because it's a compact powder. It's not a cream, it's not a loose powder. I'm horrible about like dropping things or trying to do my makeup in the car, and if this tips over, then I don't have to worry about everything falling all over my friggin' car. But it's also got, so it opens up and it's see-through, but then you've also got, ta-da! And it's got a little sponge in it. I will occasionally use the sponge, as you can probably see. If the lighting is suddenly changing, it's because the sun's going down and the lighting in this room sucks. But you can see, like, I've used it a couple of times. And from here, you're just going to get a little bit either on your brush, which of course I don't have my brush out here, or on the sponge applicator. With the sponge applicators, you don't want to press and pull. You just want to press. And you're just going to do it like we did with the beauty blender. And we're just going to pat this on and make sure you set, and we're doing this just to set everything. Some people will actually use a slightly more pink or whatever tone color than is actually their skin, just because their foundation will occasionally wash you out or just take all the life from your face. as a forever 90s goth kid, I don't ever have life in my face anyways. At least I like to pretend I don't. I'm like the worst goth ever. Like, I'm wearing, you can't see it, I gotta stand up for this. I am wearing a unicorn sweatshirt. But it's cute, I like it, and it's comfy and it's clean. So that's usually all my requirements for clothing. Is cute, comfy, and clean. Especially for work. You know, I'm going to work, I'm not there to impress anybody. People at my job are that concerned about how goth I am. I'm apparently not working in the place I think I'm working. And there's some sort of underground that I need to be a part of. So now that we've got that pressed, we are going to go in with a nice fluffy brush, and this one's just a general, like I use this as a general face brush, and it is the Techniques retractable kabuki brush. I don't know if you can read that. Hopefully you can. I do apologize. My camera does not have a reversible mirror, so I don't know if you guys can see that. I will edit that out if I can't. And you're just going to take that, just nothing on it, and you're just going to brush it all over your face. Now you can get a little extra powder product on here if you want, but this is really all you need to do. It's just blend it in, and you can use back and forth. I like using a combination of back and forth and circular, just because I feel it blends everything out a little bit better. And I know this was just going to be a foundation tutorial, but guess what? That's exactly what it is, because I just realized I don't have the daylight time. I literally, I'm losing daylight really quick. So I will do a probably contouring video on how I do my contour, but actually, you know what? So next we're going to do contour. And I actually don't use a contour powder because I have such a cool tone, pale skin that most contour powders just look brown or there's way too much orange, and they make me look really gold. Apparently contours were only made in an affordable range for people with warm skin tones. That does not work for me. So I actually use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in the color Lazarus. And I love this palette. You can see that I use there it is. So this is Lazarus right here. And you can see that I actually use this palette quite frequently. This is like $50. And I just shoved my nail into one of the palettes. It's okay, it's one that I never use, so. And I'm going to go in with a Royal & Langnickel contour brush, just because it's fluffy, but still kind of, it's not huge. And I'm just going to, and with this being eyeshadow, because this is an eyeshadow color, I'm actually just going to take a little bit. I'm just going to, and you want to go from your ear to the corner of your mouth. And focus right underneath the hollow of your cheek. And we're just going to stipple that on. Right where we want it the heaviest. So you don't want to press and drag. Number one, don't ever press and drag. Stamp, do what you need to do, but don't press and drag. And just as heavily where you want it contoured. And then once you've got it as heavy as you want it where it is, you can start blending and pressing and dragging. Actually, you don't even really want to drag. You do want to use enough force that that it is actually getting it to adhere to your skin. But not so hard that the brush never leaves your skin. watch me brush my face. Just brushing my face. Had to color check, sorry. Alright, and now that we have that properly contoured, now we're gonna contour our forehead and our nose. Because you just can't have proper contouring without nose contour. Excuse me while I just casually change my bone structure to another bone structure. I don't know why I started doing that. I say that to my husband every time he judges me for doing my contour. And this one I'm using the SL Miss Glam Small Contour brush. Hopefully you can read that. And we're just going to go back into that Lazarus color in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And we're just going to, and you're going to want to start stroking it up and down pretty rapidly before you get it to touch your nose, because of this being eyeshadow, it is heavily, heavily pigmented, and you don't want just a blotch of that, what we're using as contour color, just right in the middle of the bridge of your nose. Else miss the movie Anastasia, like the DreamWorks version? Dancing bears, painted wings. God, I loved that movie. That was such a good movie. You know, I did notice something about a lot of those DreamWorks movies, though, is that it seemed like for the male character, they seemed to use the same male character, just gave him a different hair color every time. Else, like they all had that very 90s boy band haircut where it was like super short and then really shaggy, but like it was still really cute, and I had a crush on every single one of them, so don't judge me. Alright, so then we're going to contour our forehead, and we're just going to take that fluffy bigger brush back into the Lazarus, get up close and personal with your mirror, and stipple it onto your hairline, and just blend until your face bleeds. Just blend until your face bleeds. Or shortly before, depending on your comfort level and how contoured you fucking want this. If anybody doesn't like the fact that I swear like I do, I apologize for the fact that you don't know how to handle adult language. I don't know, I'm probably gonna end up with a lot of kids, with other younger people watching this, but I swear like a sailor. But I know when it's appropriate. Hello, President. Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Nice to meet you, Mr. President. Not, hey, fucking President. I'm not going to use it like it's grammar. That's not grammar. Punctuation. Punctuation was that word. And because I don't generally need, because of lighting got real sad real quick. So because I don't actually need to put any more red in my face, I don't do blush. So that is the completed makeup tutorial. This is what it looks like, the finished product. Or not makeup tutorial. This is the finished foundation tutorial with contour. Go ahead and click, I would really appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button below, leave me questions, comments, or concerns, and thanks for watching. See you next time.